Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 10. We'll be starting our project 3 this week. So with this module, you'll be asked to complete a reading process assignment. You'll also be asked to share what you've learned about funding a college education through the discussion. And then you'll be asked to revise and submit a final draft of your career exploration report. So you'll see in the module that there's some information about C&M scholarships. You're asked to look at this information because it'll be helpful for you as a C&M student, but also because with our third project, we'll be talking about funding our education in college. We'll also be writing a professional letter or a formal letter, and there'll be two choices as we develop this assignment. So you're asked either to write a letter to apply for a job posting or to write a letter to apply for a scholarship posting. C&M has many different scholarships that are available to students. In the module, you're asked to specifically look at the C&M Foundation scholarships. And this is because these scholarships target specific majors or specific backgrounds. So here are just 8 examples of the C&M Foundation scholarships. There are many listed on the C&M website. So please go through that list of scholarships and try to see if there are some scholarships that apply to you or your major. For instance, I know that in our class, there are several students interested in the medical field. And so there are scholarships for nursing students and other types of medical careers. There are also scholarships that are based on background information. So for instance, the scholarship here on the Daniels Fund, that is for students who are over the age of 25 and coming to school, or students who have been a GED recipient, or students who are pursuing early childhood education. And so as you look through this list of scholarships, you'll see these bullet points that tell you who the scholarship is intended for. Try to see if there are some scholarships that may be appropriate for you. You'll see other types of scholarships listed on the C&M website, and I would encourage you to take some notes as you go through these links and consider these scholarships that you might apply for this assignment. However, please note that you're not required to apply for a job or a scholarship for the assignment, yet this is a really helpful piece of writing to have in the future. So maybe in a future term, there might be a scholarship you'd apply for in the future, and you'll have a scholarship letter ready for that. Or maybe in the future, there's a job that you'll be interested in applying for, and you'll know how to write a professional letter to apply for a job. And so I hope you'll find this project interesting and helpful. After reading about scholarships, you'll see that there is a reading process assignment. So please note that this assignment includes 4 steps, and so you should complete all of the steps. First, you're asked to answer some pre-reading questions, and this is where you'll describe what you already know about grants, loans, and scholarships, and how these different types of funding sources are used to pay for tuition in college. And you're also asked to include some information about what you're planning to do to support your educational goals. Please note that only I will see your submission here, but only include ideas that you're comfortable sharing with me. Then you're asked to build your background knowledge by watching a video about student loans and by using C&M's net price calculator. This calculator will help you consider how much it may cost you to complete your educational goals at C&M. You'll get practice with annotation and note-taking through the step 3. You'll also get practice with using formal language in step 4. So for example, when we write in a formal style, we avoid the words you and your. Instead, we use specific nouns like students or people, and then the appropriate pronoun like they, their, them. And so with step 4, you're asked to practice this type of writing. So try to avoid using the words you and your, and try to use those specific words instead, like students, people. After the reading assignment, you'll see that there is a discussion. And this discussion asks you to describe at least 3 facts that you have learned about student loans, grants, or scholarships, and or other topics related to financial aid. You're asked to also describe some issues you've learned about through the resources and to explain if any of the information surprised you or if it connects to your own experiences or choices. Notice that there's a note that tells you to please only share information you're comfortable sharing with class. And if it's something very personal or confidential, you can always make an appointment to see a financial aid advisor at CNM. What we're doing here is we're helping each other see what stands out as most important to us in the resources this week. And so as you read your classmates' posts, please respond to at least 2 of your classmates. If your classmates have asked some questions, you could provide an answer or what you think. You could agree or disagree with your classmates, but please be polite. You can also explain if you relate to their ideas or ask them questions about what they've shared. And so we're building each other's knowledge about these types of funding sources, and we're learning what we all found interesting or surprising or important. Then you'll see that you're asked to revise your career exploration report, and there is a bulleted list of suggestions to help you revise your work. I would encourage you to read your report aloud. This is a great way to see if you're missing anything or to see how your ideas flow together. You could also read your report backward by starting with the last sentence and then moving to the next to last sentence and so on. So if you move backward through your report, this may help you find some errors. It takes the writing out of context and helps you really look closely at the sentences you've written. You're also encouraged to evaluate your main idea. So in your introduction paragraph, did you include a sentence that describes the 3 things that you learned? So 3 important topics you learned about this career. Did you also include 3 body paragraphs, and each of those body paragraphs addresses one area that you've learned? Do you need to add more examples or support to your ideas? Is your purpose for writing clear? Consider these questions as you're looking back at your work. You can also evaluate the tone and your word choice. So does your tone sound professional? Did you use formal word choice? So here's a chance to look to see, do you have those words you and your throughout your writing? If you do, I would suggest that you go through your writing and use words like people or, the name of a career, nurses, or people who plan to become nurses, whatever the area is that you've researched. Try to use those specific words instead of the words you and your. That's because the words you and your can make writing seem informal or friendly. And when we're writing for an academic audience, we want to be pretty formal. We want to use those specific words instead. Also, think about how you've avoided plagiarism or if you need to make any changes to give credit to the original author or creator. So if you've used the exact words from a source, we need quotation marks, right? If we're summarizing or restating the ideas that we've read, we also need to give credit to. So you could use a phrase like, according to the Occupational Outlook Handbook, or as described, right, in the Occupational Outlook Handbook, or the authors of the Occupational Outlook Handbook explain, right? We want to use those phrases to give credit to the source and to make it clear to readers when we're using information from an outside source, something that we read, right? And so after you've gone through your report and made corrections and strengthened it, save your report and submit it. And I'll give you lots of feedback. If you'd like to revise your work in the future, you may. So you get lots of feedback from me and a score, but you can revise your work and turn it in again in a future week. So you'll see a checklist that helps you keep track of your progress. And please know that I'm here to help you. So if you have any questions, if you'd like to meet by phone or through Zoom video, please contact me. I'm looking forward to seeing the final draft of your report. Please make sure it's in MLA format. If you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to help. So have a great week and take care. All right, bye.